Just then, Graham turned into what looked like a haulage yard. "Why have you pulled in here?" Dreamer asked. "I live here, in the flats above the garages. It suits me down to the ground. I have all this space to keep the toys I collect." "Would you like to see them?" Graham asked. "Oh yes, please," the boys said in unison. "Give me a minute to get the keys and I will show you," he said as he dashed off to his flat. The boys stood and waited with great anticipation. Then they heard footsteps clattering down the wooden staircase at the end of the building. Graham appeared with a big smile on his face, holding a bunch of keys. He went over to the first garage door, unlocked it and swung it open. "This is my newest and favourite vehicle," Graham told them. The boys looked in total amazement. There in front of them was a Daimler Dingo armoured scout car. It was complete with all the kit on board. The boys were stunned by the sight that beheld them. "Whoa, Graham, can we sit in it?" "Yes, but let me get it out of the garage first," he replied. He clambered in and started the engine. The Dingo burst into life and slowly crawled out. Graham said, "I'll give you a ride round the yard, but it will have to be one at a time. She only has room for two." "So who goes first?" asked Nipper. "Fairest way is to draw straws," said Dreamer. "I don't have straws, but I do have a pack of cards. Highest number goes first," said Graham. BB drew a jack. Sweetman drew a 5. Nipper drew a queen. Sparks drew a 10 and Dreamer got an 8. "Nipper, you're first." Graham was in the driver's seat and Nipper took the commander's position. The other gang members looked on with great excitement as the Dingo whizzed round the perimeter of the yard, with Nipper shouting instructions to his driver, laughing and egging Graham to go faster. After 2 laps of the yard, the Dingo pulled in front of the gang members, all anxiously waiting their turn to play commander. BB climbed aboard and the vehicle was off for her 2 laps of the yard. Then, in no time at all, it was Sparks who was racing round the yard, followed quickly by Dreamer, and then last was Sweetman. The boys were very hyped up by now. Graham returned the Dingo to her garage. Then he opened the second door. There was a Morris LD London County Council ambulance. Then he put his London taxi into garage number 3 after unloading the boys' gear. Then he said, "Come on boys, load your gear into the Commer van and we will be off to Dover for a weekend full of fun and excitement." Dreamer and Sweetman got to sit in the front with Graham. The others piled into the back of the van, and in no time at all they could see the big antennas that stood in a field looking out to sea. It was an early warning system that was still manned today and strictly off limits to civilians. They went round the roundabout and headed down a side road which came out at the back of Dover Castle. They went past Fort Burgoyne. On the left-hand side was an army barracks. It had... Sorry.
You can't